It starts with a whisper. Someone says, "Did you hear what happened?" And before you realize it, you're listening. We've all done it. In offices, in cafes, in group chats and families. We listen, we share, we speculate. We call it gossip. And even though everyone pretends to hate it, no one can resist it. It travels faster than truth. It shapes reputations, destroys careers, and builds friendships. Entire industries from tabloids to social media thrive on it. But here's the strange thing. For something considered shallow or cruel, gossip has a purpose. A biological, psychological, and even civilizational purpose. Because the reason we gossip might be the reason humanity even exists. Long before civilization, before writing, before any history there was talking, for our ancestors, communication wasn't small talk. It was survival. Early humans lived in tribes of around 150 people, small enough to recognize faces, large enough to need rule. In those days, your life depended not just on strength or skill, but on reputation. Who could be trusted? Who shared food? Who cheated, lied, or stole? These weren't private matters. They were public knowledge passed from mouth to mouth, like campfire sparks spreading through dry grass. That was gossip. And it wasn't petty, it was protection. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar proposed that gossip replaced physical grooming as human groups grew. Our primate cousins groom each other to bond and maintain alliances. But when a tribe gets too big, grooming every individual takes too much time. So humans evolved a faster way. Verbal grooming. Words became our social glue. Instead of picking lice, we picked stories. When you told someone about another's behavior, you were reinforcing group norms. Don't trust him. She helped me. They're dangerous. Those weren't just statements, they were social code. Gossip became humanity's first moral compass. The tribe that shared information survived longer than the one that didn't. And evolution rewarded those who cared about what others did and what others thought. To belong, you had to stay informed. To stay informed, you had to listen. So the next time you feel drawn into a rumor, remember your brain isn't being malicious. It's being ancient. Gossip is more than information, it's storytelling. It gives chaos a shape. When we talk about other people, we create narratives. Heroes, villains, victims, and lessons. That's how humans make sense of complex societies. Every rumor, at its core, answers three questions. Who can I trust? What's acceptable here? And what happens if I break the rules? That's moral education disguised as conversation. Children gossip instinctively. They tell each other who's kind, who's mean, who broke the toy. Through those stories, they learn morality without realizing it. Adults do the same thing on larger scales. Office gossip teaches power structures. Celebrity gossip teaches cultural values. Political gossip teaches how societies reward or punish behavior. It's messy, it's emotional, but it's also how norms spread faster than laws ever could. In ancient societies, gossip even replaced formal justice. Villages didn't need police. They had rumor. The threat of social shame kept order better than punishment, because gossip is self-enforcing. It punishes those who defy the group and rewards those who uphold it all without authority. In that sense, gossip was humanity's first algorithm, a decentralized system for regulating behavior. It worked through emotion, not logic, and it still does. When we gossip today, our brain releases dopamine, not just because it's juicy, but because it strengthens bonds. The act of sharing information creates connection, trust, and belonging. That's why even a secret can feel like intimacy. Because gossip isn't just about them, it's about us. Some scientists believe that gossip is the foundation of moral consciousness the moment humans began to care about how actions affected others. Before gossip, there was no accountability beyond violence. But once people could talk about you when you weren't there, your behavior started to matter. That changed everything. It forced empathy. If you wanted approval, you had to consider how others saw you. If you wanted trust, you had to act in ways that earned it. Reputation became moral currency, and that invisible economy shaped religion, law, and ethics. Even the earliest myths carry echoes of gossip. Stories of betrayal, punishment, redemption, they were ways of spreading moral lessons through word of mouth. Don't lie like that, hunter. Don't betray your kin. Don't break the sacred rule. We call them parables now, but originally they were rumors about the living, later retold as warnings for the future. Over time, gossip evolved into conscience, the internal voice that asks, "What will they think of me?" That question, painful as it can be, gave rise to civilization. It turned selfishness into cooperation, chaos into order. So yes, gossip can wound, but it also built empathy. It forced us to imagine minds other than our own. Without gossip, we might never have learned to care about reputation, fairness, or justice. It's the price we pay for awareness. And in that sense, every whisper carries an echo of moral history. Fast forward to modern civilization and gossip becomes an empire. Courts, churches, and markets all run on reputation. Every leader, every artist, every brand lives or dies by public perception. The printing press didn't just spread knowledge, it spread rumor. Pamphlets, satire, anonymous letters, gossip made empires rise and fall. Even history itself is written through selective stories, often gossip polished into record. In the 18th and 19th centuries, gossip salons ruled Paris and London. Writers like Oscar Wilde and Voltaire knew that a rumor could travel faster than truth and used it as art. And then came the 20th century newspapers, tabloids, television. Suddenly, gossip wasn't whispered in tribes. It was broadcast to millions. We called it journalism, but not all of it was. Sometimes it was just the same old instinct dressed in new clothes. Today, social media has taken it further. Every user is now both the storyteller and the story. Our timelines are global campfires, each person broadcasting small human updates. Who succeeded? Who failed? Who fell? Who rose again? It's gossip at the scale of civilization, digital, viral, relentless. And just like in the tribal age, it defines who belongs and who doesn't. But there's a dark side. When gossip scales beyond empathy, it becomes weaponized. Shame spreads faster than facts. Reputation can collapse overnight. The tribe got bigger, but the brain stayed the same. We still feel the same ancient rush when we see others praised or condemned. It's the old moral algorithm running on a global network. Gossip once protected us. Now, it can destroy us. Our ancestors whispered within small groups, people they knew, loved, or feared. Today, gossip is amplified by strangers who know nothing about the people they judge. The result is context collapse, everyone watching, no one understanding. We've built systems that reward outrage over nuance, accusation over truth, and the same emotional circuitry that once united tribes now divides the world. But even here, the instinct isn't evil, it's misplaced. We gossip not because we want to hurt others, but because we want to understand them. We want to know what's safe, what's normal, what's good. It's our way of mapping morality in a confusing world. That's why even modern gossip serves a hidden function. It exposes hypocrisy. It reveals power. It enforces social rules, even if imperfectly. And it shows something profound, that people still care about right and wrong, even when they express it clumsily. The challenge today isn't to erase gossip, it's to refine it, to turn curiosity into empathy, to replace judgment with understanding, because gossip becomes poison only when it loses compassion. When we forget that behind every rumor is a human being just as fragile, complex, and insecure as we are. Gossip has always been more than talk. It's the sound of society thinking out loud. It keeps us connected, teaches us boundaries, and reminds us that our actions echo beyond ourselves. But it also warns us that our voices can wound as much as they can heal. The question isn't whether we gossip, it's how we do it. When we speak about others, we reveal who we are. Our gossip reflects our empathy or our envy. We can use it to divide or to understand, to tear down or to connect. The same instinct that once whispered, "Don't trust him," can now whisper, "Be kind." Because at its best, gossip isn't about malice. It's about meaning. It's the way humans tell each other, "I see what you did, and it matters." So maybe the goal isn't to stop talking about each other, but to talk better. To remember that the oldest social tool we have is also the most powerful one. And like fire, it can warm or burn, depending on how we use it. Every civilization began with stories, and every story, at its heart, began as gossip, a shared truth around a flame. So the next time you lean in when someone says, "Did you hear what happened?" remember that instinct is ancient. It built the world you live in. The trick is simple. Don't silence the whisper. Just teach it to speak with kindness. Gossip isn't the death of truth. It's the birth of connection, the flawed humankind that keeps us together. Because we were never meant to live in silence. We were meant to talk, to listen, to share, and to care. This is Originify, where we uncover the hidden origins of human emotion, behavior, and everyday life. Keep wondering, and remember, every whisper tells a story about who we are.